Yo, what's up guys, it's 401 Tank, or Tank for short. Hey man, today we back for some more Shinobi Life 2 content because I heard a few of y'all want some tips. Combat tips to be exact, so you know I had to come back into the game and show y'all. So let me tell you straight off, let me tell you. Now I can tell you from jump that these tips won't make you the best player in the world. Everything requires practice, guys. Like, for example, LeBron could tell you how to be the best player in the world, but you're not gonna become the GOAT. Like, and that's just facts. You gotta put in the work. So I'm gonna give you this information so that you could be on track to the right mindset that will help lead you to improving your game. But obviously you're gonna have to put these things that I'm gonna tell you and teach you into practice so that it actually naturally goes into your game by muscle memory instead of you having to think really hard on it. Now, first thing first, everything we're gonna talk about is the importance of movement. Each step you take is like playing chess. A lot of you play checkers, while some of us be playing chess, you feel me? Now take in consideration what's your win con, what's your highest dealing combo slash move. And then position your character in that way that either sets you up for your win con or in a way that forces your opponent into something like a corner that makes it so they can't dodge. Yes, they can sub out if you get them in a corner, but the goal is to drain their resources so that you could go on the offensive. So if they're subbing out, that's a bonus because they're draining their chakra resource, which means that later on they're gonna have to charge the chakra, which also means that it's gonna give you more opportunities to go into offense or either to recharge yourself. So definitely want to make them waste them subs if they have to waste them, because it's gonna bite them in the butt later on. So you also want to position yourself that automatically protects you while you're on cooldown. So let's say you finish a combo, right? Back up and reset unless you have moves that allow you to keep on the pressure. A lot of you guys got egos when you fight. I see it. Hey, I know you be thinking I'm nice, I'm the coldest, and I feel ya. I be doing the same thing, but you gotta humble yourself every now and then. Once you get off that cooldown, you have two options, right? You can either back up and reset unless you have moves that allow you to keep up the pressure. So you can either back up and reset, or you could keep on going in, dashing, using other jutsu, using other taijutsu, using ninja tools, using swords, skills, all types of things. Just using all types of things to keep the pressure up, because at the end of the day, pressure is key. The highest amount of pressure you have, your opponent's gonna choke, they're not gonna be able to breathe, they're not gonna be able to charge your chakra, they're not gonna be able to weave signs, they're not gonna be able to react. The best they can usually do is use taijutsu to try to break your chain of combos up. But if you don't have that type of combo streak or that type of pressure, after you use your main combo that does that high amount of damage, you want to back up, reset, recollect your thoughts. Because yes, you can go in and be over OD aggressive, but that's gonna bite you in the butt eventually. Because none of us are perfect, right? None of us are perfect. No matter how good you are, you're gonna make a mistake, and eventually you're gonna make a mistake, and it's gonna be more likely than you think it is. You're gonna be making mistakes when you're up close after you finish your combos, because you're gonna let your guard down most of the time, because you just got your combo off. You're gonna be feeling good. A lot of y'all let down your guard. I do it too, and it's just natural. It's not really anything you can really change about that unless you just hard code, do a lot of practice, and get that mindset out of you. But eventually you're gonna make mistakes. No one's perfect, and when you do make those mistakes, your opponent's gonna have all his cooldowns ready. And then he's going to be able to do the exact same thing to you. He's going to be able to combo off of you. He's going to be able to get that high amount of damage off. And that's all because you didn't want to back up. It's all because you either had the pride or you're too cocky and you kept on going in. So I'm telling y'all, unless you have a clan or some type of moveset that really allows you to keep that pressure up, then go for it. For sure go for it, and just practice to minimize those mistakes. But if you don't have that, you just have that one bread and butter combo, and there's no way for you to extend that combo so that you can reset it and make it an infinite combo basically, then you want to reset, wait for your cooldowns to be down, and then you want to go back into full engage while you're distance. I would just say watch your opponent and use jutsu and stuff like that to keep them at bay while you wait for your combos, because at the end of the day, your combos are your win cons. They're going to be giving you the highest amount of damage, and the highest amount of damage is the person that wins. So alright, so now next thing I want to, let me show you an example of what I just talked about so that you can see visually, for you visual learners, y'all can see what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so over here we have an example of me fighting with someone in the Discord server. So you want to be in the future videos, make sure you join the Discord server in the description down below. It's where we all hang out and stuff. But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the positioning your character. You want to play chess. So I'm already on his butt. I'm already applying a lot of pressure. He hits me with a genjutsu here. It's okay. You're gonna get hit by stuff eventually. Especially something like genjutsu where you can't really dodge it. But I know that Iron Sand is my highest dealing move. So I'm constantly trying to apply stuns and just constantly push forward to put him in positions where he can't move. And right here, I catch him in my my gold dust, so I get him into this corner. I push him into this corner because I know that my Iron Sand knocks back. I use my second Iron Sand move that stuns me even longer, and he literally couldn't move. I have my sword skill to stun him, I have all these other things, and he couldn't move. That's what you want to go for. I know I'm good up close, so I push him up close. Alright, so now that you guys have seen that little example, hopefully that gives you a better understanding of what I'm talking about. You want to position yourself, just a little recap, you want to position yourself in a way that takes the most advantage out of your biggest damaging move. In that case, it was my Iron Sand and my combos, so I want to make sure I hit him with a gold dust to slow him down, go into offense with the Iron Sand. I know he does knockback, so I knocked him back into a corner. Then I just followed up a bunch of combos. He couldn't move. He was basically screwed. And that, you know, Iron Sand's pretty OP in that close range environment, so you know, I'm gonna play around that. So the next thing I want to talk about is analyzing your opponent. This may just be the most important thing when it comes to fighting, and you're gonna get better at this just with experience. This is something that you could be good at from jump, but the more experience you have and the more you know how certain moves work, and you're gonna know what your opponent's gonna want to go for in certain situations, you're gonna be able to react to stuff faster. But you want to analyze your opponent. You should never ever, and I repeat, you should never watch your character. Don't watch your character. Stop looking at, hey, you, hey, I see you, hey, yeah, I'm talking about you. Like, God, that's always looking at their character, not knowing what to do, looking at your keys because you don't know what jutsu to press. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Stop that. Bad. Don't do that. Always keep your eyes on your opponent. The more you play, you're gonna be able to know what keys is on what jutsu just off of straight muscle memory. And you want to keep your eyes on your opponent because there are several visual and audio cues in the game that help you warn what your opponent's about to do. So if you're watching your opponent, you're instantly able to see certain visual cues. For example, they start moving their hands. You know they're weaving signs, so you're able to prepare for that. You could either, you know, I'll talk about it later, but you can prepare for it, right? So you see them weaving their hands, you're able to prepare for that. You see their hand go behind their back for a split second. You know, all right, he's throwing a ninja tool, let me start blocking, stuff like that. They jump into the air. All right, they're either going to use some type of explosion move or they're going to be using dynamic kick, stuff like that. So there's a lot of visual cues and audio cues that let you know what's about to happen or what just happened. So you want to make sure you're always watching your opponent, because not only can you track their movement to see if they want to use a close range move, because usually if they're moving up closer to you, they're going to want to use a close range move. And if they're weaving hand signs from a distance, is usually most likely they're going to use English. Most likely they're going to be using a long range move. And you can prepare for all this just by watching their character, and the more you do this, the better you're gonna get at reacting to it, and the faster you'll be able to counter what they're gonna be doing. Now, this leads on to the next thing: saving your ninja tools and your weapon for the best possible situations. Now, a lot of you, I see, use your ninja tools, and you'll just use it for damage, and that's not how you're necessarily supposed to use it. There's two times I would say is key to use your ninja tools. And the most important time is when your opponent is weaving. And this goes back to analyzing your opponent. The more you analyze your opponent, the easier you're gonna be able to see what they're doing, and the more experience you're gonna have with them using certain moves, and you're gonna be able to react to that like lightning, and just like bam, you're gonna be able to react to that on the spot. And when they do that, you see them start weaving them hands, you see them start clapping, get them kunais out, bam, just get that senbo out, bam. And you're gonna interrupt them, and in that split second right after you interrupt them, you're gonna be able to apply pressure as a follow-up. Now, the better you get at this, you'll be able to do things like running up to your opponent, because you know they're gonna use a hand sign from a distance. So you run up to your opponent, they start weaving, throw a kunai, and then they're stunned by the kunai, and then for that split second, they're gonna be startled because you just interrupted their jutsu, and their plan was to go along with that jutsu. So for a quick second, especially the less experienced they are, the better this works. But if they are experienced, they're still going to be startled for a little bit because they're going to be slightly stunned. Since you were moving up before you threw the kunai because you knew your opponent was going to use a jutsu, now you're already close up and personal into your opponent. They're stunned from the kunai, so you're usually able to use a jutsu or dash into your opponent to start up your combo. So it's just little things like that. It's just, you know, it's just chess. Like, you know your opponent's going to be using the jutsu, so you know when you want to get into that range, start prepping for it. Alright, now when weapon tools is a lot of you guys... Well, it really just depends on what weapon tool you have, but I personally think the best way to use your ninja tools is for combos, because not only do they not require anything except stamina, which regens pretty fast, especially when you're max stats, but it allows you to stall out for your other moves. For example, let me give a quick example. Something with a short cooldown like Shinobi, Its blood burst move has 12-13 seconds on its first move. You go in Chidori M1 because the Chidori is gonna stun, so they won't be able to move. You M1, get a few M1 combos, and you don't press the last M1, so you don't launch them away. You use the V, then you're gonna stun them even longer. Then you go press another M1 combo. Then you use your sword skill. Boom, boom, boom. They're stunned even longer because they're stuck in that sword skill. Then you hit them with even more M1s, and then if you time it correctly, most likely either A, your Chidori will be ready, or B, your blood burst move will be ready. And then you just keep on resetting the combo until you hit a cooldown that's too long to be able to be reset, and then you just finish it off with something like taijutsu that gets them away from you. And that's just, you know, little things like that. You just want to save your weapon tool for the highest damage output, because you could just randomly throw it out, and yes, that damage will stack over time, but I would rather do 50k in a combo than do 10k with a sword skill, you feel me? So always make sure you want to save your ninja tools and your sword skills to either use them to apply pressure to cancel your opponent's jutsus, or, you know, just to engage, really. Just to engage and apply pressure and to cancel your opponent's jutsus. That's the best way you can really use them. And, you know, just using weapons to maximize your combos. But yeah, guys, besides that, I mean, the only last thing I can really tell you is experience. Like, the more you play, the more you encounter different clans, and you encounter different Kikigengais and different jutsus and taijutsu and different ninja tools and weapons and all that stuff, you're gonna know how it works. And once you fight it enough, you're gonna know how to fight against it. For example, let's go back to blood burst. I fought Chinokis a lot because I'm in close community, which I do upload content on, so make sure to check that out on the channel. But I fought Chinokis so often that I know how to play exactly around their blood burst move. But someone that's new to it will think it's OP because they don't know how to play. Now, it's definitely very good, but I think it does have counterplay to it. For example, you get M1 once you get hit with it. Most of the time, you'll be able to cancel them from doing anything, and you'll only take like 3,000 damage versus you getting a full combo off on them. Also, you play against it so often that you're gonna know, all right, they need to get close up, or they at least need to get into dashing range and then V range, so that they're able to get off their blood burst. So once they get into that dashing range, and with experience, you're gonna know what that range is. You'll be able to react to that and either use a jutsu to keep them back, or do something like subbing, dodging, etc., that allows you to dodge the blood burst, putting them on cooldown, and then you can go on the offensive. But not only are they gonna be slowed down, because when you miss blood burst, it slows your character down, you can't do anything for a little bit, but it's gonna drain their chakra, so that wasted chakra, and then you'll be able to go into offensive and punish them for it. So there's just little things like that that just gives you, that helps you out when you have experience. So just a little recap before I end off the video for y'all boys. Movement is key. Always make sure you move your character in ways that allow you to get off your highest amount of damage, or allow you to reset and back up. You want to have defensive movements too. So like when you're off a cooldown, make sure you back up instead of staying up close, because you won't be able to fight as strong as they can unless you're perfectly executing your assault. Another thing is ninja tools. Make sure you save your ninja tools to cancel weaving, or just to apply extra pressure once you're closing in on them so they can't do much. And then finally, but not least, weapon tools. You want to make sure you save weapon tools so that you get extended combos and reset your other moves so that you make the combos even longer and stronger. Pause instead of just using it to get out usually 20 to 10k damage every now and then, or just missing it and wasting your stamina when you can get it guaranteed off in the combo. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Hopefully I did help you out. Make sure to smash the like button down below if you're new to the channel. Subscribe. Like, what you doing? I know you clicked on this video and you're not subscribed. Like, you know that little shiny red button down below, that little logo in the bottom right? Just, you know, press it a little bit, give it a little bit of love, subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure to join the Discord server in the description down below if you're new to the channel. You know, just, you know, if you're not already in it, you know, we hang out and there, we play with each other. Pause. I'm just gonna end the video here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.